The Xperia 1 Mark IV is here and it's packed with a lot of cool features, one of them being the true optical zoom between 85 to 125mm, which is super impressive to see in a smartphone. In this video, I'm taking this beautiful piece of tech out in the field for some nature photography, as well as trying out the video capabilities on the 3 different lenses on the phone. So go grab some snacks and let's wait for that sun to get above the horizon tomorrow.
Good morning! I'm excited. This is the first morning with the Xperia 1 Mark IV, and the plan is to shoot this beautiful tree on this hill backlit by the sun. And I think it's the perfect way to try out the 85 to 125mm optical zoom lens. The tree in the hill here, and the sun is slightly to the right of it. There we have it, right in the middle. The sun is going up so quickly, I can literally see it move. So a beginner mistake you see quite often is that you have this beautiful landscape and you just snap a photo of it. And 99 out of 100 times, the horizon is like this in the photo. And having the horizon level right is really important in landscape photography. Otherwise, the photo feels kind of off balance and doesn't really look good. So if you click on display here, you get this leveler thing, which is super handy when you want to make sure that the horizon level is right. So you see that it turns green when it's leveled right, and you can snap a photo. I think we're done for the camping spot. We have some driving to do, so I had to stop because I found such a beautiful forest. Look at this. I'm thinking something like this maybe. You see this tree here centered and having the light coming from the left. I think it could be cool. And the exposure looks right. So I'm using this 16mm lens here. The 24 could work, but I think in a forest setting like this, using the 16mm really gets the most out of it. And we get some foreground here as well as getting far up the trees. And I'm gonna set the white balance to shade. That will bring this kind of yellow, warm tone to the photo, which I really like, especially at sunrise like this. Let's snap the photo. Beautiful. I think it's absolutely crazy how far we've come with technology. This little piece of tech, optically zoom between 85 to 125mm inside of this tiny little body. It's absolutely crazy to me. It's an exciting time to be alive. We better get going before the light gets too harsh. This is ridiculous. Wow. So, let's get to work. So I found what I was looking for. I wanted this path and I wanted flowers on both sides. That's exactly what we got right here. And to be able to get the path and the flowers, I think we need to get up a bit in perspective. So maybe a meter up or something. I'm tilting the camera a bit down because the flowers and the path is what I want to show in this photo. This forest is mind-blowingly beautiful. It's like, kind of reminds me of some kind of rainforest. I don't know why, but you're probably gonna laugh at me because I've never been to a rainforest, and this is probably not what it looks like, but I get the feeling anyway. I just placed the tripod in and the camera opened up, and I immediately saw that, okay, this needs to be a photo. And what is really good about the Xperia 1 Mark IV is that we have 4K 120 FPS on all lenses, which means that we have 4K 120 FPS on the 85 to 125mm lens, which allows us to get really cinematic shots. So I got an idea. The forest photography can be a bit tricky sometimes because it's a lot of stuff going on, and I think the Xperia handles this very well because usually when you're shooting on a phone, especially in a setting like this, the phone usually likes over sharpen everything, and the small little details in the leaves and such looks horrible. I'm looking at a JPEG file right now and it's sharp, but it's not like over sharpened, and it's kind of has this kind of dreamy look to it. I love forest photography, especially when the sun is like peeking in. It's beautiful. Back and forth, back and forth. I'm just walking around here laughing for myself like a weirdo because this is so beautiful. I probably said that like 1,000 times in this video, but oh my god. So I've been using the Xperia 1 Mark III and Xperia Pro I, and those are amazing phones, but there have been some limitations to the lenses, such as 4K 120 FPS only working on the 24mm lens. But on the Xperia 1 Mark IV, we have 120 FPS 4K on all lenses, and that opens up a lot of possibilities. Having 16mm all the way up to 125mm in this tiny little body. And after using it for a while now, I really do like the 85 to 125mm optical zoom lens. It's so cool to be able to have foreground as well as background blur if you're getting really close to the subject. I think that's one of the key factors to getting that cinematic footage. And why would you want to shoot in 120 FPS? So when shooting at those frame rates, you can slow down the footage a lot to really get that cinematic slow motion look. And the video stabilization has been improved from the previous phones as well. And all the footage you see in this video are shot handheld with the Xperia 1 Mark IV. And having image stabilization on 85 to 125 is a must because when you're shooting at those kind of focal lengths with a telephoto lens. So these small shakes become very, very aggressive when you're zooming in a lot. And I think the stabilization works really well. So in Videography Pro, you can change a lot of stuff and you can choose between manual focus and autofocus. And I find the autofocus to be really quick and accurate. Shooting with autofocus, you have object tracking and eye autofocus as well. So that is a great feature if you want to vlog or like film yourself with the phone. And speaking about vlogging, with the vlog monitor kit, you can film yourself with the main camera on the phone and still see yourself with this little handy monitor here that snaps with magnets. So with the vlog monitor kit, you have the Bluetooth grip. And you can control the phone remotely with this, such as taking a photo and start recording a video, as well as zooming in and out. And you have this C1, which is this customizable button you can customize. Something that is really cool as well is that with the Bluetooth grip in endurance mode, you can live stream directly from Videography Pro onto YouTube. And then you have the object tracking as well as the eye autofocus. And something that I'm really looking forward to try out is the ability to live stream directly from an alpha camera. And imagine having the 600mm on the A7 IV pointed at like some eagles and being able to live stream that feed onto YouTube. I am really excited to try this out. And this is achieved by having the phone onto the Bluetooth grip, because the Bluetooth grip enables endurance mode, which then enables the ability to live stream. I think it's time to pack up and continue our little journey here. Let's go. My back hurts. I'm getting old.
So one of the best things about Photography Pro is the ability to shoot fully manual, just like a traditional camera. But on a bright day like this, having a slow shutter speed will result in a completely overexposed photo. So an ND filter is a great way to decrease the amount of light hitting the sensor, and you'll end up with this cool water effect.
Well, that's it for today. I've been having such a great time outside today with the Xperia 1 Mark IV. I have a link down in the description to all the photos I took today in full resolution, where you can check out if you want to. So thank you for coming with me on this adventure. So let me know if you want to see something specific about the phone, and I'll cover that in a future video. So I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a good one. Bye.